Hi everyone, I'm Katie Couric, and of course this is Shelly Ibach, the president and CEO of Sleep Number. And we're very tired. We'd like to be lying on this bed right now, but instead we're talking about this incredible convention, this consumer electronics show. This is not your first rodeo, Shelly. You've done this a number of years.
Yes.
What are you noticing as you walk around, or some of the interesting trends in health and wellness?
Well, first of all, let me start with I concur with you. I wish I was in this bed too, because a couple of nights away from home and not being in my Sleep Number bed, it's killing me.
Yeah.
I feel sleep deprived.
Do you really?
Yes.
I bet. I feel the same way, actually.
Yeah, my average sleep IQ score is 82, so the last couple of nights it's probably been about 10.
Well, hopefully not that bad. But anyway, so has this been fun for you to be here? And, describe the atmosphere and why this is such a fun event.
It is a really important event for us at Sleep Number because it represents consumerism as well as technology. So let's see, about 7 years ago when we first came here and said, okay, this is where we belong as a brand. This is where, as an innovation leader, we need to be every single year showing, how we're progressing and how we're thinking about the future, and being a leader that is not only keeping pace, but setting pace.
Right.
And driving the intersections between technology and health and retail and consumer products, and this is the place for it. So we love it.
It's so amazing when you see how technology has permeated almost every aspect of our lives. But I think there's a difference between kind of technology for technology's sake.
Yes.
And technology that is really designed to improve people's lives, right?
Absolutely.
And I think probably you see a little of both here, right?
Right. Yeah, you see, what you see here is, well, first of all, there are over 4,500 brands. It's the largest, international consumer electronics show in the world. And you see a lot of snippets of ideas, or inventions as I call them. But innovations are really about pulling it through and making yourself very useful for the consumer so the consumer adopts it. And that's what we do really well at Sleep Number is, lead with the consumer, make sure that the innovations that we're showing here are actually real and coming to market, and they're adding value to consumers' lives versus only providing information.
Or just adding sort of another layer of stuff. And I think one of the things, trends I've also noticed is tools are only as good as your ability and your propensity to use them, right? And I know motivating people to use technology can be a real barrier, right, to implementation. And I know that part of your mission is to make it so easy. All the technology, it adapts to you instead of you adapting to it.
You
can use that,
right.
By the way.
I like that. We're a purpose-driven company dedicated to improving lives by individualizing sleep experiences. And our 360 smart bed, it does all the work for our sleepers, for the consumer. All you have to do is get in bed. There's nothing to turn on or wear. It will read your biometrics and make adjustments to the firmness. And now with our new Climate 360 smart bed, it will make temperature adjustments.
Which is
so you
awesome,
fall
by
asleep.
the way.
Isn't it amazing?
Yeah, I just tried it, and I was saying my feet get so cold at night. I don't know if I have I don't think I have Raynaud's or anything, but I do think maybe I have bad circulation. So I end up putting these big socks on, which are really sexy.
Yeah,
and
I love
then
that.
in the middle of the night, I'm dying. The idea of having a bed that kind of warms your feet and warms your body and then cools down as your body cools down is so genius.
Yeah, well, 80% of adults suffer with sleeping too hot or too cold, with temperature issues. So, we're focused on solving problems and making it effortless for people to achieve higher quality sleep because it makes such a difference in your overall health and well-being.
Right.
And it's scientifically proven, back to your feet, it's scientifically proven that if your feet are warm, you will fall asleep faster. So that's why the bed starts there, and then it will cool down, because when you go through your sleep cycles, your temperature actually drops at night, your body temperature, and you throw off heat.
Right.
And so the ambient cooling will keep that temperature balance so you don't wake up. So it's all about achieving your highest quality sleep.
And then, of course, you get your sleep score, which you said your average is 82.
Yes.
And how does that help you kind of analyze and to take proactive steps to doing things differently so your sleep score will be better?
Well, a couple of things. First and foremost, we're all about effortless. Making sure that our bed is effortlessly taking care of you. So it will adjust the firmness and the heating and cooling for you based on your biometrics and your overall presence and movement in bed. So that will happen, which is the most important thing to drive your quality sleep. And in fact, through 25 million sleep sessions, we've just proven that by using our bed, by sleeping in our bed with Sleep IQ technology, that you will get at least 15 minutes of higher quality sleep every night.
Which translates to a lot of, 100 hours for the year.
Yeah, and big difference maker.
You get all these this data from your sleepers, and not only can you help them on an individual basis, but you're actually using it to really talk about sleep in general. And you're doing that with a new partnership with the Mayo Clinic.
Yes.
So how will that partnership work, and what are you hoping to achieve?
Well, we're so excited about announcing our collaboration with Mayo Clinic, which is really an extensive collaboration and a groundbreaking type of partnership where we expect to produce scientific, evidence-based outcomes on how to improve and overcome real sleep issues, as well as other diseases, and particularly focusing on cardiology. It is a combination of the clinical research that Mayo has, their medical expertise, and our extensive consumer knowledge and technology, and the longitudinal data that we have, that by putting all of that together, we can advance and help address this sleep deprivation epidemic that we have in America and ultimately the world.
And in fact, sleep deprivation, I think a lot of people don't understand or appreciate how sleep is such an important factor to your overall health, how lack thereof, sleep deprivation can lead to heart disease, diabetes, dementia, Alzheimer's,
and obesity.
Obesity, obviously, we were talking about that earlier, Shelly, that a lot of times people overeat. I know I do, not because you're hungry, but sometimes because you're tired, and you think, oh, if I eat, I'm going to be more awake, but it's actually it doesn't work that way. I think that the interconnectivity of sleep, quality sleep and sleeping for the appropriate amount of time, and your overall health is just starting to be realized, I think, more and more by the medical community.
Absolutely. The links are so clear to so many diseases that they link back to sleep deprivation. And another really big one is depression. And so it isn't just your physical, it's your mental and your spiritual. And one of the advancements with our new 360 smart beds is wellness reports.
Right.
So every individual, in addition to seeing your stats, you'll receive wellness reports, which will start to identify and help you understand how something like that late night snack actually affected your sleep.
Right.
And you'll be able to see and learn from that.
That ice cream I ate at 11:30, is that what we're talking about?
Maybe not always a good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe occasionally, but
yeah.
And then the other important aspect of this is prevention.
Right.
So the healthier we become, that's going to ultimately help with the whole healthcare
system,
right? As we become healthier and
lower cost, because we're not going to need as much intervention, obviously doctors are super important and you want to get physicals and
Yes.
the proper screenings. I'm a big believer in that. But it's going to alleviate some of these illnesses that are going to require medical care if you prevent them in the first place, which is so important. And then, as you mentioned, will drive down healthcare costs in general. So it's really, I think you should feel excited because you were on to the need for quality sleep really before it became cool.
Yes.
And we were talking about when I started out in my career, you bragged about not needing much sleep as if you wore it as a badge of honor. And now I think people are recognizing how critically important it is to your overall health and to, your life in general, right?
You're absolutely right. And, people are recognizing it, but they don't yet know what to do about it.
Uh-huh.
And, unfortunately, most of the time the go-to is to take a pill or do something, to find the quick answer. And, sleep is a wonderful, wonderful thing. I mean, you need to sleep well in order to be your physical, mental, and spiritual best. And that is proven. And, we're striving to make sleep quality a badge of honor. So just like you talked about, it was always a badge of honor to
I
not
only need
sleep.
4 hours of sleep.
This is what the Sleep IQ score is all about. We want people comparing, and I know you and I have competed on our Sleep IQ scores before, and
well,
you
my
and
husband and
you
I,
and Molnar do it all the time.
Yeah.
And you want to win.
I usually beat him.
Oh, I love that. Well, and we also have the NFL. So, over 1,800 active NFL players, and this is, part of why we did the partnership is to really help them physically and mentally recover. I mean, they're under such pressure, week to week to be ready for the game. And the quality sleep helps them recover. And we love them flashing their Sleep IQ scores in the locker room.
Well, you can't get more macho than an NFL player.
I know.
So for them to say, hey, sleep is cool, we need
Yes.
it, we believe in it, then that really, I think, turns the narrative on its head.
Yeah, and we love their influence on, young,
Right.
Young people and athletes, and, teaching them the importance of sleep hygiene at an early age is really cool.
Yeah. Well, I think what you're doing is super exciting, and obviously you're making real inroads into the public consciousness, and people are really responding to your products. So thanks, Shelly. And it's been fun for me to talk to you, and also to, to have you as a female leader and executive, which is so important, I think, in being a role model for other young women who see that you can have all these wonderful female qualities, but also be a great leader as well.
Well, you've paved the way for all of us, Katie.
Maybe. I've tried a little bit.
And you continue to. Innovation and evolution is all about keeping pace, setting pace, and thinking about the future, and
evolving,
and
right?
evolving in a positive way. And I think that's one of the areas that we initially connected is our values and who we are and our passion and authenticity. So thank you for your leadership as well.
Well, thanks, Shelly.
I hope that everybody sleeps well and dreams big.
I was going to say, bring it home, Shelly.
Remember that sleeping well at night is all about dreaming big during the day.
So sleep well, dream big. Boom.
Have fun.